Spotify, the giant of the music industry. When we talk about music, their name easily comes to mind. But behind the curtain, the company's practices are shrouded in secrecy. However, today, we'll lay it bare for you. Hello and welcome to Startup Millionaire. In this video, we'll deep dive into the story of how Spotify came to be, the struggles, the controversies, and everything in between. So, sit back, grab your headphones, and let's get started. Let's take a trip down memory lane in the music industry before Spotify burst onto the scene. Back then, things were getting a bit shaky for the CD and music business in general. Those pesky pirates were wreaking havoc, running wild like a bunch of crazy bandits, and the music industry wasn't quite ready for the digital era. They were losing their hard-earned treasure to those digital thieves who had no second thoughts about snatching artists' work. Of course, Apple's iTunes tried to come to the rescue, but with its closed system, you could only play music on Apple hardware, not to mention its price tag. A few bucks for one song might not sound like a lot, but it could quickly add up if you were a regular music buyer. The overall industry revenue was taking a nosedive, plummeting from a whopping $40 billion a year in the 1990s to a meager $32 billion in the early 2000s, and the decline showed no signs of stopping. But in the midst of this turmoil, a young boy from Sweden spotted an opportunity. Daniel Ek was born in 1983, in Ragsted, a suburb of Stockholm, Sweden. Right from a young age, he had a passion for technology and computers, spending hours exploring programming and web design like a little tech wizard. When he was just 13, he started making money by creating websites for local businesses. His skills were so impressive that his business kept growing, and he even hired some of his friends to join in on the web building fun. At the age of 18, Daniel founded his first official business venture called Advertigo, an online advertising company. And guess what? He rocked it. In 2006, Advertigo was acquired by the Swedish media company, Tradedoubler, and that was a huge win for Daniel. But did he rest on his laurels and live the good life? Nah, not our guy. Instead, he had bigger dreams and a burning desire to change the world. That's when he came up with the idea for Spotify, all while witnessing the wild west of digital piracy in the music industry. File-sharing websites like Napster and Kazaa were like bandit hideouts where people were freely sharing and downloading music without paying a dime. Daniel saw an opportunity to bring some law and order to this chaotic scene. He envisioned a legal, user-friendly, and affordable music streaming platform that would make everyone happy, fans, artists, and the industry alike. So, together with his partner in crime, Martin Lorentzen, he founded Spotify in 2006. Their mission? Crush music piracy and give artists their rightful rewards. The platform officially launched in Sweden in 2008 and quickly became a hit, spreading its music magic across Europe. Now, at the beginning, Spotify's library wasn't as massive as it is today, but it was still a treasure trove of tunes from all kinds of artists and genres. Users could search for any song, create their dream playlists, and discover new music with ease. And let me tell you, one of the secret weapons that set Spotify apart was its on-demand streaming feature. Imagine being able to listen to any song you wanted, anytime, without the hassle of downloading music files. Back then, it was like having a musical genie in your pocket. This cool feature played a big part in Spotify's meteoric rise to fame. But you know, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows for our heroes. Expanding their empire across Europe and America came with challenges. Convincing major record labels to join the streaming party was no easy feat. The old-school music industry wasn't exactly jumping with joy at the idea of streaming. Negotiations were tough, and Spotify had to dig deep into its pockets, seeking help from investors along the way. Little did they know that this decision would come back to haunt them later on. Hey, before we move on, I want to ask for your support in helping our channel early grow. It's super easy, just hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to show your love and support. You'll be the first to know when we release more exciting content, so don't miss out. Spotify's revenue comes mainly from paid subscribers and advertising on the free version, and they also offer data and analytics services and partnerships. However, a significant portion of their expenses goes towards paying royalties for music rights, totaling $40 billion since its inception. To cover these royalties, Spotify needed a whole lot of cash to keep things afloat and expand their empire. That's when they shook hands with Goldman Sachs, and the deal was done. But as the saying goes, with great investments come great consequences. Goldman Sachs and other external investors demanded rapid growth from Spotify. To meet these demands, Spotify struck deals with music publishers around the world, adding music to their library as much and as fast as they could. The company also ventured into the podcast business, acquiring podcast platforms like Anchor and Pods. They even secured exclusive rights to popular podcaster Joe Rogan. All their hard work eventually paid off, and now Spotify boasts a staggering 500 million users, which is a whopping 31% of the entire global music streaming scene. But with that fast growth, it seems like Spotify might have forgotten about the musicians who made it all possible. The artists were getting a mere pittance from Spotify's revenue, needing approximately 303 streams to earn just $1, according to Business Insider. To make matters worse, only about 15% of the earnings actually go to the artists and musicians, while the major revenue goes to music labels and Spotify itself. That small penny payout had artists up in arms. They boycotted the platform, demanding fair pay for their precious tunes. Big names like Taylor Swift, Pink Floyd, and the Beatles joined the chorus of discontent and pulled their songs from Spotify. But the sad truth, while big artists have the power to challenge Spotify, the small artists didn't have as much clout, and Spotify was gaining more power over the music industry every day. But to be fair, despite the low payouts to artists and other controversies, Spotify played a crucial role in the music industry's digital transformation. Back in the 2010s, the overall music revenue was just $14 billion, but thanks to the digital revolution, it's now a staggering $31 billion and still on the rise. Spotify is also working hard to improve its revenue sharing model. They now offer direct licensing agreements for independent artists, ensuring they receive a more significant share of the earnings from their streams. One such example is Bruno Major, an independent British artist. Guided by his manager, Sam Bailey, Major chooses to release his music through artists without a label, AWL. He has amassed over 1 billion streams on Spotify today. And let's talk about Spotify's AI game. Have you noticed how Spotify knows exactly what songs to recommend to you? That's the power of AI, my friend. It analyzes your playlists, your jamming habits, and your interactions with the app to predict the next song you'll love. They even use deep learning to create personalized playlists. With features like Discover Weekly and Release Radar, they give you the latest music that you might like even before you know it yourself. All thanks to AI. And guess what? Spotify is not just using AI, they're investing in it too. They've acquired some AI companies like Tunigo and Echo Nest to fine-tune their recommendations even more. It's likely they have many more exciting features in store, like AI-assisted or completely AI-generated songs and albums, and the ability to automatically summarize podcasts and create text-based descriptions of episodes using natural language processing and other AI technologies. The future of Spotify looks AI amazing. So what are your thoughts on Spotify? Do you think they have been a godsend for the music industry or a hellish presence? Don't be shy, share your opinions in the comments below. And while you're here, why not check out our other videos? We have tons of content featuring leading companies and trends in the industries. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.